Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. Welcome to your reading for November 7th through the 13th. This is the second time that I've done a reading for you. The first one was interrupted by internet issues. So, which is fine because honestly, it was not a fun reading. So let's see if it comes out better this time. Could have been, no, you have a lot of the same cards, but I like this one better. So Pisces, there is a resource issue that you're having. There's a sense of constriction around resources. I think it's mostly, wow, this same cards. Okay, around financial resources, and I don't think it's an emotional situation, although there was enough of the emotional stuff that showed up that makes me wonder. But I think that that feeling constricted financially is creating an emotional imbalance, right? So I have a Pisces moon, and sometimes, like, when everything becomes very overwhelming in the physical manifestation arena of my life, it really affects how I feel, and it makes it hard for me to really focus on what I need. And the same is also true when things are difficult in the emotional realm. It's hard for me to manifest in the physical. And so the chaos on the inside becomes the chaos on the outside, and the chaos on the outside can create the chaos on the inside. And so let's take a look at how to manage this. This week is definitely about bringing yourself into emotional balance. That card has shown up a couple of times for you, and it was in the outcome card was this Two of Pentacles, bringing yourself into this emotional balance, the inner and the outer. And so it showed up here again, although it comes with a lot nicer cards. Which, when you see this, you're going to be like, these aren't great cards, but then, but trust me, it makes more sense than the last reading. So here we have the overall energy. We have the card of death, but look, it is an eclipse here. This is a Scorpio season eclipse. That's what we are. We're in between the new moon eclipse in Scorpio and the full moon eclipse in Taurus, but they're both happening in Scorpio season. And so there is, when it is a full moon, that's about releasing and letting things go. When it is in an eclipse, it's about releasing and letting things go. And so there's this big need. There's this need to do this big major releasing, this letting go. We have another Scorpio card here of the Tower, but this is the card to me that really says Uranus and Taurus. We have this Tower moment, right? The lightning bolt, Uranus coming in. Uranus is conjunct the moon at the time of the eclipse. So this is that energy. It is a big, out of nowhere, sudden change, a release, a letting go. And I think the issue, the concern, the difficulty for Pisces is in believing that you have control, because you feel like it's been pulled away from you. And so it's about finding your feet this week. It's about allowing yourself to be carried forward. I don't know what cards we're going to get. I'm going to take a peek at some of those right now, because I have to tell you, they were the energy of definitely being carried forward by spirit. And so it's a trust that needs to come in. Oh, a trust that needs to come in. So here in this energy, this releasing and this letting go, there is potential for greatness to come through. It is clearing out what doesn't work, and it's creating space for something really beautiful to come in with it. Okay, so we have the card of purification. So it is a sunflower. It follows the sun, but it's raining. And so there is a clearing away, but the sunflower has so many seeds of potential, right? Every sunflower carries so many seeds, and there's a potential for them to go far and wide. And so these seeds are being reflected here in your potential outcome card of the Ace of Pentacles. And so I want you to really focus on This is a purification week. This is a release week. This is the letting go of something that needed to complete, a cycle that needed to complete, that perhaps you've been trying not to let it complete because it wasn't what you wanted. So whether it's a job that is suddenly lost, or a relationship that is suddenly lost, or for some of you may lose a loved one. I don't think that is the majority of you, but for those of you where that's the situation, that's here also. And so Pisces, there's this need to allow a cycle to complete because it's what needs to happen for things to move forward. And the ending is difficult, right? It's always hard to let things go when it's not our choice and not our decision. The key to the situation, we have the Hermit and we have this Eight of Cups. And so it is this feeling in the heart space of being alone, but this aloneness is an opportunity for spiritual growth and development. I want to say to really get in touch with who you are and to understand and trust how resourceful you are as an individual, that you have everything you need. Here, the Magician sits in the heart space, but it was in the reverse, which I don't usually read reverses, but it felt like it was being blocked. Like you forgot that you can manifest, and you manifest through your thoughts and through the heart space. We manifest. So if we live in fear, we manifest the things we're fearful of. If we live in joy, then we manifest the things that make us joyful. And so here you're being encouraged in the heart space to get in touch with the inner child, to connect into they both are manifesting, right? And it's the divine masculine and divine feminine energies coming into balance with you. It's this rolling, I see this ship, and it's like you're standing on this ship and it's in a storm and you're trying to keep your balance. But then the sun comes up and the waters calm down, but you're still trying to find your balance. What's really cool is they're sitting on this teeter-totter on a walnut. And a walnut has so much versatility in its ability to manifest all kinds of great resources. So let's talk about it for just a hot second. If you are a farmer, you will notice along the fields of farmers, the farms, they will have this row of trees. Quite often, they're black walnut trees. And what that is that's their retirement plan. When they get ready to sell the land, they will harvest the trees and they will sell the wood, because black walnut is highly sought after for furniture making, and so there's a lot of money to be made from that. And so also walnuts, you can create oil from that. So way back in the turn of the centuries, they would use it for the oil for lamps. And so there was food in the winter. There was oil to light their lamps, and then when they went to retire, there was wood to be sold. And so this is planning for the future. This is an opportunity to plan something new. You have everything you need right here, but it's going to be manifested through the heart space. And so as difficult as it is to watch somebody walk away, to leave and have a situation leave, whether it is a job or a friend or a relationship or a child, it's difficult, but it's an opportunity for you to find the light within and to nurture the inner child and to find your balance again. Because through this purification process, there is that Ace of Pentacles that has all this growth. And how do you transform this situation? We have the Knight of Cups. And this is self-love. This is offering that to yourself. This is, I love myself enough to nurture myself, to care for myself, to do what needs to be done. Here in the energy of what's the obstacle, we have this Five of Pentacles. It showed up in the other one also, and it showed up in the heart space. It showed up as what you need to overcome, this difficulty of feeling like the feeling of lack. You're struggling to remember that you can manifest and create everything that you need. But it really starts from believing in yourself and your ability to do so. That's where that begins. I really want to, there's something about that I cannot remember. You have the Two of Swords here, and this Two of Swords, it's this hazelnut, and there's something about this hazelnut, and I can't recall what it is. But here we have the knight teaching the page how to sword fight. So there's a mentorship here, the action to take, there's a mentorship. This isn't the Two of Swords of being stuck in indecision. There's something about learning something, learning from the past, learning something that was really important that you needed to know. It's a remembering of sorts. And so, it's a balance of forces, conflicting emotions, thoughts, doubts, and decisions. So it's not in here. There's something about the hazelnut. Do yourself a favor. Look up the spiritual meaning of hazelnut. Just Google it. Spiritual meaning of hazelnut. There is something about the hazelnut. It is this deep, innate, inner knowing. I feel like the conflict comes between what the world is trying to teach you, obviously through experiences and stuff, and what the inner child is trying to remember, that things are supposed to be fun and that everybody has these skills and we're supposed to be developing them. The hazelnut has this memory quality to it. And I think because we both have these youthful energies around these nuts, and nuts are seeds and they're opportunities and there are spaces to grow. But here, this trying to grow through conflict is difficult, but trying to grow through joy and having fun is not. And then the card of Temperance, of finding the balance. And so between the card of Temperance and these two twos, there's definitely this need to bring in the balance, but you have these new opportunities. You have the Magician and you have the Ace of Pentacles. And so there's a lot of opportunity this week if you can find it in the letting go. Allow a cycle to create. Focus on what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what fills your heart up with joy and happiness. And even though there's this conflict of, I feel like it's an inner conflict, I really want to encourage yourself to not be mad at yourself if you've made a quote-unquote mistake. You've made no mistake. You've been learning. You've been growing. So with this, we have the soul alignment, the release and protection. You're being carried forward. Spirit is carrying you forward. Oh, gosh. And we have the hex breaker, the sound healing, the final goodbye, and the release. The letting go, in the letting go of something really big in your life, there is a purification. This purification from this cleansing energy of this major release, which allows a new cycle to begin. A huge release to carry you forward. The sound healing is so funny because before I started the second time, I got my singing bowl out and I was clearing the energy. And I got out the incense to clear the energy because I wanted to make sure I got the right message for you. And so this energy is about clearing and cleansing and releasing and purifying. And the reason you're doing that is because if you can let this cycle end, the next cycle, it's huge. This is a big portal. We've got the 1111 gateway here with this eclipse. When you step out onto the path moving forward, it is something so much bigger, so much better, so much more in alignment, right? There's this alignment. Didn't I see something that said alignment here? Yes, soul alignment. It's as though you were temporarily on a detour. You're never off your path, but sometimes we take the scenic route, right? We get into jobs or relationships or things, we make decisions. Life is nothing but a series of choices. We're never off our path, but sometimes in order to get back into alignment, we have to take a hard right turn, right? Because we took a little bit of a detour. Now we got to get back onto our goal. And right now the energy is so huge, and with Jupiter and Neptune both in your sign, this is about soul realignment. And so if you can allow this cycle to complete with this eclipse energy, you'll be back on track. But it is a hard right turn, right? It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. You have, see, look, when after the eclipse and that moon moves in out of Taurus into Gemini, you have the golden light ray, love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts, and passionate projects. What are you passionate about? Chase down your passions. How do you transform this situation? You transform it by finding this new passion for something, anything. I want to say it's a creative passion, something that you want to create, something that brings you joy and happiness. This week has been, I have a Pisces moon, and I've been going through this shift, and I actually know what my big release thing is, so I'm really not surprised to see this show up. And in the evenings when I just want to calm my mind down so that I can actually go to sleep, I got out coloring book and crayons, and I've been just sitting here coloring for like an hour or so before I go to bed. And it brings me back into balance. And it's also my inner child at play. And but I find that I color differently than when I was a kid. Some stuff is similar, but I'm more into the blending of the colors of the crayons. And I know that sounds so whatever, but it's a resource. I didn't have to, it's something I already had. I just pulled it out and I started playing with it because it made me feel creative, and for that hour or two before I go to bed, I'm just connected with my creativity. So maybe for you it's knitting, or maybe you like to do paints. Maybe you're an artist and you draw. I can't, I have to color. But what is it? What is it? There's something, I really want to encourage you to do something artistic, creative. Maybe for you it's planning your garden for next year. So poring over the seed catalogs and plotting out where you're going to put in your garden the rotation of how you're going to do things. There's something about doing something very creative and something that fills you with joy to help you to work your way through this energy, to create the temperance, the balance that you have. You know, this card of temperance looks so much like the star card, right? She's pouring water, but she's pouring the water into her own jug. And so this is filling yourself up. What can you do to fill yourself, your cup up with joy? So love and laughter, receiving and giving gifts. The teeter-totter, the back and forth, the giving and the receiving, the having fun. You know, maybe calling up a friend and just talking to them. This passionate projects. I love it. And then the moon moves into the fellow water sign of Cancer. Oh my God, I so much love this reading. It makes, this reading feels even more hope-filled than the last one did. The last one said, be hope-filled. This one feels hope-filled. Like you can see it playing out. And it's about just let the cycle complete so that you can go back to the table where you have all the tools and you can pick them up and move them forward. And there's something with it being this Two of Pentacles here in the heart space, and then this Ace of Pentacles. It's something that I think eventually, you know, the more creative you are, the more you're in your joy and in your happiness, the more you have all these doorways that can open up for you for financial stability to come in, a financial increase. But don't rush. I want to say don't rush the process. With this hermit here in the center, I do think that a little time of nurturing self-care, seeking the light within, recognizing what you have, allowing the whole thing to happen, the purification process, you don't need to rush through this time. You just need to allow it to move through, to flow through. Let the energy flow through. So, remember how I said you're never off your path, and sometimes you just have to take a hard right turn to get back more into an alignment with it? You learned something on that detour. You were over there for a reason. Don't forget the knowledge. Bring that with you, right? Bring that with you. It was important. But it's like you're at a crossroads, right? You get to choose. You get to choose which way you go. And you know what? This is you, not the one who's crying. Not the one who's crying. How do I know that? Because this knight isn't crying. You look a little feisty here in this Two of Swords. Here you're feeling all balanced and you're putting it together. The Hermit doesn't mind being alone. I think you're choosing to walk away from somebody who's going to think, so say it's a boss or a friend or a relationship, a more intimate level. They're going to be like, whoa, I should have appreciated Pisces while I had Pisces in my life. But Pisces is like, I've learned the importance of boundaries. And I've also learned that I'm unlimited. And I can manifest it. I can create whatever I want. And I don't find joy in this situation, whatever that is. And so I'm going to pack my little bag. I'm going to travel lightly. I'm not going to drag with me all the negative, lower vibrational energies. I'm taking the lessons I've learned, but he doesn't carry a lot. He's got a little side bag and a little backpack. He has everything he needs. He has everything he needs. He has these seeds. It's like Johnny Appleseed. You have the seeds that you need to go and manifest and create, but there is a need to create from joy and happiness in order to bring in the abundance. And so you have the card of love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what that will be. Bringing it into balance. It's in the area of your thoughts, and yet look at all that water. Being very connected to your emotions, that's your superpower. But also, remembering the lessons. What have you learned? Make your decisions. And then you have the single-mindedness. The one pentacle you're going to focus on nurturing and caring for. That thing that you're going to be passionate about and excited about and move forward. Choose your own path and what is best suited for you. Choose your own path and what is best suited for you. You're not the one who's standing here crying. In this, the energy to overcome, it is the male sitting there feeling overwhelmed. Stuck in the mud. And it is the male energy that's walking away. It's as though you were stuck in inaction. Stuck. Trying to figure out which way to get out of a situation. And now this energy, this big, huge, powerful release, letting go energy between the full moon and the eclipse, and Jupiter just got back into your sign and said, let's expand, let's do what we want. You said, okay, I'm choosing my path. I'm going to go fill up my own cup with joy and happiness. I'm going to find the balance I deserve. And what am I passionate about? And I'm going to let this purification, this tower moment, That might just be you saying, I'm done with this. I'm going to blow this shit up and I'm out of here. So good for you. Good for you. I really like it, Pisces. Been telling you for years, it feels like, to be the CEO of your own life. I think you've just figured out how to do that, and it's amazing. All right, Pisces, thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already done so. I am going to pull cards special for this eclipse. It'll be Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. the 6th. That's 7:30 Eastern time zone in the U.S. So check the time zone calculator below if you want to be live and in the chat. If you're watching on your phone, hit the live chat tab and it'll open it up, because I don't think it's very obvious how to get into it. And check me out on Facebook. I do daily readings where I really get more into the astrology over there. This is empowerment. Good for you. Talk to you soon.